Hi, welcome to episode 32 of the Stress Knits podcast. I'm Stacy, also known as Stress Knits on Ravelry and Stacy Elston on Instagram. This is the second time I'm recording this intro because the lighting was horrendous, so I just played around with it a little bit. I think it's better. So it has been a really long time, almost a month, since I've recorded. It is December 3rd of 2016. My life has been a bit crazy. I was already showing off finished objects, and I was wearing my Pure Joy shawl, and I just realized I wasn't wearing it. Oh well, it's kind of warm in here anyway. But my schedule with work and wedding stuff, because I am getting married next month, January 7th. Stuff has just been going crazy. Not to get too into it, because I don't know, I'm very open about my personal life, I feel like, but I don't know, it's just stuff is still not completely in stone, and we're about a month away from the wedding, so it's a little stressful. We lost our venue in Detroit about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. So they gave our wedding date away, and it was just this huge mess. We found somewhere else to get married. It's not in Detroit, which kind of makes us sad because we love the city. We love our city. But it's going to be in Ann Arbor, and I'll tell you more about it after the wedding, just because, I don't know, it's my wedding. And I don't want to jinx anything at this point, because it has not been easy. So we had to reprint invitations. We had to make sure our vendors that we already had were going to be able to do what they needed to do at the new venue, and we went to go look at it, and the person we set up a meeting with at the new venue was out sick. So, but we have it. It's fine. We have a place to get married, which is really all that matters at this point. So Doug and I are just kind of ready for it to be like the day before our wedding, just so everything is done. And then work has been crazy. My schedule is ridiculous, which is why I haven't been podcasting and why I haven't been dying as much. Finally got the last of the Gilmore Girls yarn club out, which thank you to everybody who participated and was super patient with me. I had no idea that my life would take this turn during this, so I just appreciate everybody's patience and love and support through that whole thing. Also, we'll talk about Gilmore Girls later, because Rory's the worst, as always, but even worse now. I'm just gonna grab some coffee. So I have new and exciting things happening, which I will talk about once all of that is set in stone, because again, I don't want to jinx anything. So with that, this may be the last podcast of the year, which we're coming up on our year podiversary, so that's really exciting. Which will be right around my wedding, actually. So the first podcast in January, which will most likely be after my wedding and honeymoon. We'll talk about that then, and giveaways and stuff I have planned, which will be fun. My ball of yarn rolling on me. So this is probably the last podcast, just because wedding and personal life stuff is just getting in the way, and right now that has to be my priority, which I know all of you understand, which is awesome, so thank you for that. So wedding priority right now, and I also want to make dyeing a priority over the podcast right now. My schedule is going to be opening up a little bit, which I'm really excited. I can't wait to tell you guys about all the fun stuff coming, but I would like to dye, because when I did the last installment of the Gilmore Girls Yarn Club, I remembered how much I love it, and yeah, so like today after our podcast, I am going to be dyeing the December Yarn of the Month clubs, which I'll talk about at the end of the podcast, so those of you who aren't interested aren't bored to death with shop update stuff. So yeah, I think that's kind of the gist of what has been going on. Absolutely crazy, but exciting and frustrating and stressful. So I got a lot of knitting done in the past like month. So let's talk about it. I have some finished objects, which one of them I already threw on the ground because I showed it off last time I recorded like 10 minutes ago. Okay, so I have a pair of socks. These are Legacy Fiber Arts in the Your Father's on the Naughty List, which was one of their elf-inspired colorways. So I can't even handle the genius that you are. This is the most beautiful. I love it. I love it so much. Yeah, it's perfect. It's on their what base is it? Snazzy Toes? I think it's the Snazzy Toes base. It is the Gold Stellina base. And I'm in love. I just want all of the Legacy Fiber Arts yarn. I was so excited that I caught this in an update. I just knit a plain vanilla sock. I did 64 stitches from the cast on all the way through the gussets to where I decreased down to 56 stitches and knit 56, which might be my new thing. I'm not sure. We'll find out. But I really love these. Yeah. I love these socks so, so much, and it's gorgeous. It's the perfect Christmas color. I'm very happy with them. I love the neutral tan color in there too. I think it's really, really pretty. Legacy Fiber Arts ladies, Sue, Chelsea, I love you guys so much. Okay, so there is finished object number 1. Finished object number 2 is my wedding shawl. This is not blocked yet, so don't judge. But this is the Sugar Plum Shawl by Mina Phillip. This is the medium sized. I should have probably knit the small because I ran out of yarn. The yarn is Woolen Vine Yarns. On her Blitz base is the main, and then the very bottom is Volca, and this is in her Jilted Rose colorway. So there's the shawl. I need to block it. I only did 2 repeats of the lace pattern on the bottom. And then I did garter for 2 rows, and then I bound off just because I was ready to get off the needles. Yeah. But Mina Phillip, her patterns are everything. I cannot wait to block this. I'm blocking it after I record. Yeah, it's just gonna be so squishy and cozy during our pictures, which is when I'm planning on wearing it. I'm not planning on wearing it for the ceremony or anything like that. It's just gonna be if I'm cold when we're outside and I have like my jacket on, because there are gonna be a few pictures with a jacket or cardigan. I'm not sure yet. Yeah, so wedding shawl, Sugar Plum, Mina Phillip, Woolen Vine Yarns, because it's me, and of course I love Kristen's yarn. She is my absolute favorite, and the Jilted Rose color is perfect. Like my new blanket from Target that Doug and I bought because nobody got us blanket. We registered for like 4 blankets for our wedding showers, which were amazing, and everybody was so incredibly generous, but nobody bought us blankets, and we were like, what is this? All we wanted was blankets. We got a plethora of wine glasses though, which is kind of cool. So yes, Sugar Plum Shawl, highly recommend. All of Mina Phillip's patterns are just amazing. Okay, so there is finished object number 2. Finished object number 3 is really exciting. So it is my Exploration Station by Stephen West. I love it so much. The colors are incredibly inspired by the lovely and talented and beautiful Jacqueline of the Brooklyn Knit Folk podcast. I have not blocked this either, but it is very large. I love it. I will be wearing this to, I don't know if you're ready. Are you sitting down? Vogue Knitting Live. What? So long story short, Doug and I are going to New York for our honeymoon because we love New York and we haven't been there together since 2010. We've both been there since for various reasons. But yeah, so we're going there and I was like, hey, so the 14th there is, or the 13th through the 15th, there is a thing called Vogue Knitting Live, and I could meet a bunch of people I've always wanted to meet and do a little shopping, and is that okay? Are you okay with doing that during our honeymoon? If not, totally get it and we won't go. I was like, but it's in Times Square, which I hate Times Square. I do. But if we want to go to Times Square, it's like the good, like, let's go to Times Square so that, you know, okay. That probably made no sense. But, yeah, I will be at Vogue Knitting Live. It's either going to be Friday or Saturday. Hopefully Saturday so I can see everybody. I'm going to be messaging some people that I know that are going to be like, hey, can I meet you? Is that weird? Yeah, so I'm really excited. I will be wearing this because I don't have time to make a sweater with all the wedding crap happening. But yes, so the colors, because I think I've only shown this once. So, color A, which is the border color, this color, is, what's it called? It's Fiber Story. Fiber Story Fave Sock in mink, I believe, and it's gorgeous. I love it. It's like this beautiful gray-brown color. Color B, which is this minty green, is Succulents by Wool and Vine Yarns in her Blitz base. Color C is also Wool and Vine Yarns in her Volca base in Venus Flytrap. And color D, which is this gray. My mom just texted me saying Doug's heading to the apartment. We're gonna try to finish this before he gets here in 5 minutes. It's not gonna happen. It'll be fine. Okay, so color D is Boho Chic Fibers, which I got at the Michigan Fiber Expo in Ann Arbor. Yes, so this is my expiration station. It is not blocked. We're gonna speed through this a little bit. Okay, so there's that. It's super squishy and I love it. I do have a hoe, which won't really fit on my sock blocker because it's for Doug. I'm knitting him some socks for Christmas. How many I will get done, I'm not sure. I'll show you right after this. This is gonna be obnoxious. Okay, so Doug dyed some yarn. This is the Unaware colorway in our smooth sock base, which we haven't had in a while. 75-25 merino nylon. And then this is Madeline Tosh Twist Light in Astrid Gray, which is why I knit my featherweight out of. So this is his big man foot. He wears a size 10.5, so it's not huge, but it's not small. Yeah, so tall socks, 20 rounds of 2x2 rib, and I think it's like 9 inches for the leg, and then pretty much the same on the foot. So there's that. I have started the cuff. This is my bag of Doug socks, which Mary Claire of Splendor Falls made for me when we did a swap because she is amazing. I would buy a million of her bags. I love it. I actually broke it and I don't know how, so it makes me sad, but I just leave it open because I love this bag so much. I did start the second sock. I'm almost done with the ribbing. I think I have like 3 more rows. So there's that. I'm knitting these on US 1.5 carbons. Here is the cake. Again, Stress Knits yarn, Unaware. I don't know if we'll ever dye it again. If you guys like it, let us know. Maybe we will. And then The second sock for Doug I have on the needles is actually super special skate of yarn. It is Woolen Vine Yarns on her Volca base, which is an MCN. It's super soft. In the Fig Bash colorway. And I was knitting this for myself, and he really loved it, so I just kept it at 64 stitches. The heel flap is my yarn on my squishy sock base, which is my MCN. It's very comparable to Volca, so I just dyed up a nice little coral because I thought that would go really well because it has the pops of coral in there every now and then. Yeah, so that is another sock for Doug on the needles. Here is the cake. I love Kristen's yarn. It's beautiful. So there is that. I have some other socks on the needles. I'll just show you the one that I'm kind of working on for myself. I cast on another Christmas sock because I scored this in an update. I was so excited. This is Jinx Yarn's infamous gingerbread house. I started this yesterday. They are on my US 1 2.25 millimeter carbons. My favorite needles of all time. They have absolutely no join on this pair, so they're amazing. That is the only beef I have with carbons, is the occasional hiccup, I guess, there where it catches the yarn, but these are so smooth. And I like that they warm up in your hands, but they're still really fast, and they have the right amount of drag for me. I don't know, I love them. But this is Gingerbread House by Jinx Yarn. It is on her strong sock base, which is an 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon. I love it. So there is that. I will be doing the classic coined from Lara of the Fawn Knits Knit Pick Stroll in Dogwood Heather as my contrast heel and toe. So that's happening. I have that in my Suburban Stitcher owl bag, which I love. Yeah, so then I do have some other socks on the needles, but I haven't really done anything to them. I've just cast them on since we've talked last, and I've pretty much just knit ribbing. Sometimes I just like to cast on socks so that they're ready to go if I'm going to the movies or church or something like that, just so they're ready to go. But the main project that I've been working on is my mom's shawl for my wedding. I cast this on in the summer, I believe. I'm almost done. I am on the last wedge. These are knit on my interchangeable carbons set. I asked for a set of the new gift set for the year, which is essentially just the zings in interchangeable form, which I love Knit Pro zings very much. They are my favorite needles next to the carbons. But I am knitting my mom a Pure Joy out of a few yarns. So the main color is this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful pink. It's a very neutrally pink, which is my kind of pink, with occasional gray speckles, if you can see those. So that is called Always You by Stress Knits, which is me, on my sparkle sock base, which is 75% superwash merino, 20% nylon, and 5% gold Selena. I think I said that right. Yeah, so it is almost done. I haven't really started it yet. No, I haven't. I'm on the last wedge, which is just going to be this, which is the same color I used for my Pure Joy, which is over here, that I was wearing earlier. It'll be that color. It is Madeline Tosh Merino Light in the leopard colorway. I get that wrong every time. In the leopard colorway, it's this gorgeous tonal gray. I love it. It's a very black gray. But I didn't have enough for that to do the final wedge, which eats a lot of yarn, plus the eyelet section. So for the eyelets, I used Jinx Yarn, her merino single base in charcoal, which I used for my daybreak shawl, which I showed off in episode 1. So yeah, this is going to be done soon. My goal is to get this done this week. So we'll see what happens. I love it. I think it's going to be gorgeous. And it fits my wedding very well. So that is for my mom. Yeah. So that is pretty much all of my works in progress right now. My scrappy mitered square blanket has not been getting enough love because I've just been knitting stuff for the wedding. Yeah, I still need to make my dad's tie and my future father-in-law's tie. Yeah. Which question? So the pattern I'm using tells you to cast on 1 stitch. How do you cast on 1 stitch? Because I tried it a few different ways and it just doesn't work. So if you have tips, please leave them in the comments below or message me on Instagram or Ravelry. It will be greatly, greatly appreciated. Okay, so there is that. I do have some stash enhancement. This is not all of it. It is a majority of it. I do have one thing that you have seen before, but just in case I am not podcasting, my stomach is hungry. Just in case I'm not podcasting after this episode until after my wedding and honeymoon, I just wanted to share with you what I'm going to cast on as my Christmas Eve cast on with little bobbins. I've done it for the past 2 years, and it's just so much fun. This is a very special skein of yarn. I've been looking for this for years, like 2 years, and I finally was able to grab a skein of it. I showed it off on a podcast earlier. It is Life in the Long Grass in the rose hip colorway. I don't know if that is, yeah, the rose hip colorway. It's perfect. So this is going to be my Christmas Eve cast on. It'll be just a vanilla sock. I love it. It's my favorite skein of yarn ever, and I've never knit a full project with Life in the Long Grass. I've just done it in my blanket. So there is that for future cast-ons, which will, yeah, I don't know. That also might be my honeymoon knitting for like the plain and stuff. We'll see. So stash enhancement. I do have some more Christmas yarn besides the gingerbread house that came in. One of them is Leading Men Fiber Arts. This is their show stealer base, which is their merino nylon cashmere base in Oak Christmas Tree. I saw this, Sarah Lovesockwool, who is, like, every time she posts an episode, I don't do this for many people. I basically just her and Kristen of Yarngasm and Full and Fine Yarns. Whenever they post an episode, I drop whatever I'm doing if I can, if it's not like work or something, and I go and watch it because I love them so much. They are like my knitting aspirations. She is knitting a pair of socks in Oak Christmas Tree, and I just kind of had to have it. Enabler. Yeah, so that is Oak Christmas Tree. And then Gail's art, I had to because I miss knitting a sock blank. I've done it once. This is her single knit sparkle blank, and it's Christmas Tree. And I love it. You wear it like a scarf. Okay, and then I bought another Gail's Art sock blank because I missed it this summer when she put it up. And, oops, that was coming untangled. Yeah, so I missed it in a shop update this summer, and I didn't think she was ever going to be dyeing this again, so I was like checking D-stashes for it, and I could never find it. But then she put a dye to order on it. Do you think this fits my colors between like my shirt, my hair, and my blanket from Target? It's just my colors. I love it, and it's called like Dino Eggs. Yeah, it's Dino Eggs. And this is again on the single knit sparkle sock blank. So this is gonna be speckled and gorgeous. I love it so, so much. Yeah. Next on the sock blank bucket list is one from Andy of Andre Sue Knits. So I think I'm going to wait until after her Christmas blanks have kind of gone through the shop, because I feel like I have enough Christmas yarn for the rest of the year. Yeah, but I really, really want one of Andy's sock blanks because I love Andy so much. Yes. So, I have a few more things to stash enhancement. One of my other favorite designers and people in general, Susan B. Anderson, came up with my best friend just texted a group about what we're wearing to my bachelorette party. I got distracted. Gosh, that is next weekend. It's a week from today. Okay. I need to take my stress down a notch. But Susan B. Anderson came out with her Barrett wool company. And so I grabbed 2 skeins of colors that I am lacking in my hat wardrobe. So this is kind of similar, but this is more yellow. So they're both her worsted weight. And this is Field. And this is red flannel. Yeah, red flannel. I think after my wedding, I'm going to possibly purchase a sweater quantity in her fingering weight and knit like a Madewell or something in it, because I love it so much. So these will be hats for me, because I think this is the first one I'm going to be knitting up. But again, this is not until after the wedding. I forgot to bring it. I was planning on knitting all of my bridesmaid socks. It's my 2 sisters and my 2 best friends. They're very, very knit worthy. And I was going to knit them socks because they would take care of them and wear them all the time. But I just don't have the time. So I am going to be knitting them all a hat. I already have one, my Cozy Ed Happy Head hat that I knit by Joji Locatelli. I knit it in Malabrigo in the natural colorway, and yeah, so that is going to be one of them. And then I bought some Madeline Tosh during Black Friday for the other 3, so those will all be hats, and I'm excited about it. So these will be cast on after those happen. So there are those. And then Sarah Stevens launched her own yarn line, which is Graceland Wool, which I love very much. So I had to grab a skein. She also donated one for the podcast, which is going to do with my 1-year podiversary. So I will show that off on that episode. So this is her. This is the one I bought for myself. This is Graceland Wool on the Perfect Sock, which is 75% superwash, blue face luster, and 25% nylon, and this is the Liquid Soul colorway. And I got it because, I don't know, I'm just obsessed with like blues and copper colors right now. So that is going to be a nice pair of socks soon. I love this BFL base. It reminds me a lot of Molly of a Homespun House's Olsen base. I love it. So there's that. Then I did some Lolo Did It damage. I bought 2 skeins on her Lolo's favorite, which is her merino nylon cashmere. I bought Look at the Flowers Lizzie, which is gorgeous, and Pretty Little Zombies. This is not how it came. I unraveled it to give it to some of my swap partner, which I forgot to bring my advent calendar. I did the Spicy Homemaker Advent Calendar swap. I did the 25-day one, and I was lucky enough to get paired with Michelle of the Naughty Knitwit. So hi, Michelle! And I forgot to bring it. Still the problem with podcasting at Doug's and then living with my parents. So once after the wedding and everything, when this is my stable home, and by stable I mean I'm not driving back and forth between here and my actual house, my parents. I will have my entire stash here and everything. It'll be nice. So yeah, so yes, I'm paired with Michelle, and the advent calendar is going swimmingly, and it took me 5 million years to get it out because life was crazy, and she was super wonderful and understanding. But yeah, so this is Pretty Little Zombies. I'm actually going to pair it with Wool and Vine Yarns Venus fly. It's heels, toes, and cuffs. I think it's going to be really cool. So there's that. And last but not least, I made a Vine update. I think it was her international update. I had a break at one of my jobs at the perfect time, and I got Yarn Pimp X on her Volca base. I don't know what it is with me at MCM bases lately, but I love them. Vine yarns, Yarn Pimp X on the Volca base. So it's just this gorgeous. I'm going to take this. I haven't looked at it yet because I got it right before I went to work yesterday. Yeah, I'm so excited. So this will be a pair of socks soon. Do you ever just like do this? I don't know. Yeah, so that is coming. That'll be on my needles after the wedding. Once I get all of my obligatory wedding knitting done, which took place of Christmas knitting for me this year. And because the wedding is so close to Christmas, a lot of people have just been like, don't worry about presents this year, just focus on your wedding, which has been really, really nice. Yeah, so, man, wedding coming up. But I think that is going to be it for now. Again, Vogue Knitting Live. Let me know if you're going. Hopefully I will be able to go Saturday. We might have our flight on Saturday though, so I'm going to see if I can get a later flight on Saturday if that's what we decide to do. If not, one really early Sunday. But hopefully I'll be able to see you guys that Saturday or Friday. So that's exciting. Wedding's coming up. I'm so excited. Okay, so Doug should be home any minute now. And so I'm going to stop this. I think I'm going to work on my miter square blanket. I brought a bunch of minis with me. I think that's what I'm going to knit on tonight and dye some yarn. And yeah, so for the shop update, it is going to be Thursday, December 8th at 3 or 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll have all the information on a post in a few days, probably, on Instagram, and then also in the banner of my Etsy shop, which is Stress Knits on Etsy. Yeah, so that is what's going on. It was so great to be able to do this tonight, and yeah, I hope you guys are having a wonderful time. If I don't see you around Christmas, I hope you guys have the most wonderful Christmas and holiday season. Yeah, I can't wait to be back on a normal schedule. But it was so great. Love you all.